But this is so senseless. This is so, you become embarrassed, basically, because a female beat you in basketball.
Yes, there was trash talk, but Asia and Cameron were friends. Death was never expected when they decided to engage in a pickup basketball game on the evening of October 3rd, 2022.
Look at Asia, don't look at me. Look at Asia. This is her with life. Look at this, don't look at me. Your friend that you killed, shot 2 times, and as she was falling, you shot her 2 more times. In her heart.
The two began playing at T.G. Terry Park, just up the street from Asia's home in Dallas, Texas. After the game concluded, the results did not sit well with 31-year-old Cameron Hogg. Asia Wck, a known basketball lover, won the game. Jabs were thrown at each other, leading to an argument between the two. Womack, 21, left and walked to a nearby friend's house where they were watching a football game outside. But Hogg became a sore loser that took losing to the extreme. He took his family home, his kids and brother, and returned to the park. He found Asia sitting outside the curb. The friend she was with told investigators that Hogg pulled up in his pickup, got out, and walked over to Womack. Like Asia, the friend had known Hogg for years. 15, to be exact. The witness said he appeared upset. When he approached them, Womack stood up and without any provocation, Hogg opened fire on Womack. He hit her twice in the chest, knocking her into a chair. The witness said Hogg then shot her 2 more times before leaving in his pickup. Shortly after arriving at the 4100 block of Hamilton Avenue, around 7:40 p.m. responding officers discovered Womack on the sidewalk with multiple gunshot wounds. She was taken to a nearby hospital where she died. Detectives sought and secured any possible footage that captured the vehicle speeding away from the scene of the shooting. When the family heard the news, they were in shock and disbelief. "We're taking it kind of hard because it was senseless," said Womack's aunt, Juanita Smith.
Because it was senseless. I just don't understand why you kill somebody over a basketball game.
Family pastor John Deli of the Faith Tabernacle Church of God also alluded to the extreme events that followed the game.
It goes to the extreme of such that you got to go to the house, you leave the scene, go to the house, and get a gun, and you come back.
This was supposed to be a friend of Asia's. "She's eaten with the man," Asia's mom Andrea said.
He pull up to my house, pick her up, they ride together, eat food together, take his phone calls, give him money in jail, and you turn around and kill her.
Andrea Womack said her daughter was friends with Hogg and long trusted him. Her daughter lived and breathed basketball, and the fact that her daughter was friends with her murderer is especially sickening. Asia loved basketball. She loved basketball to the point where she died doing what she loved, her mother said. As senseless as it may have been, they knew her death came because of the love she had for the game. Asia was a whiz at basketball. She advanced in the sport during her years at James Madison High School. At the funeral, her family broke up her obituary into 4 quarters, just like a basketball game. Here is a snippet of the second quarter. Asia, affectionately known as Fat Baby, had a passion for basketball since an early age. Asia was designed like no other. Her gift was expressed through her love for basketball. Police weren't swift to publicly name a suspect. A warrant for Hogg's arrest was issued October 11th, and he was finally arrested on the 20th of October. Police didn't say what caused the delay between the warrant being issued and taking him into custody. Cameron Hogg was charged with murder in connection with the fatal October 3rd shooting of Asia Wck. He was arraigned the following day on charges of murder, fleeing a police officer, and driving while intoxicated. His bond was set at $1.75 million, court records revealed. According to the charging papers, the witness later identified Hogg, who was a part of a 6-person photo lineup, as the person who shot Womack. Just before his trial in early 2024, in the 11th hour, a deal was struck. Hogg, who had an extensive criminal history in Dallas County for robbery, family violence, and aggravated assault, signed a plea deal. The deal would see him face 20 years in prison for the murder of Asia. Andrea was preparing to see her daughter's killer in court, but instead she would have to prepare victim impact statements. Asia Wck's mother says she knew a deal might happen, but calls the sentence a slap in the face.
And 20 years is a slap in my face. Because my child's life is worth way more than 20 years.
Hogg's defense attorney, Brett Martin, claims self-defense.
I don't see any way in the world that a jury would find him guilty of murder when all he's doing is simply defending himself.
He stated that he could present multiple witnesses to testify that Womack pulled out a firearm twice, and that's why prosecutors settled on a deal.
I can tell you that the police were aware that she had a gun and was trying to pull a gun the night of the offense. In fact, one of the witnesses who was going to testify in the trial, his name was Robert Walker. He told the police that night that both of them were reaching and he was just faster than she was.
When asked about the defense's claim and how the deal was settled at 20 years, the district attorney's office did not provide a comment. Without a trial, Brett Martin's claim was unsubstantiated. During the reading of the impact statements, Asia's family did not mince words.
Because you weren't man enough to suck those words up. And then you have the audacity to sit with a smirk on your face as if it was okay for you to play like she pulled a gun on you. That's not in Asia's character.
Why? Say something. You're a monster. You have no compassion. You don't even have a heart.
You went past her. You drove past her. And then you and your brother, which is another coward, drove up on her, got out of the car. Not only did you shoot her 2 times, but to make sure she died, you shot her 2 more times. She took your phone calls from jail as a friend. She ran with you as a friend. With friends like you, we don't need enemies.